Okay, so I'm got a little bit behind. So I'm doing day 15, 16, 17 all together. So Dream Team, Dream Ranch, Dream Schedule, which I feel like they kind of go together, so it works. Um, so I feel like my dream team, I think just because they'd be kind of my style of horse anyway, um, is Sherry Cervi's Stingray and Louie, Lisa Lockhart's Louie. Um, so Louie, I feel like it's just like steady Eddie, just goes in and works and just same every time. And I feel like, at least as far as like Sherry Cervi goes, like I think she's just a very consistent rider. And so, because like I watched her, she was seasoning some colts, and she came down to a jackpot a few years ago, and she's been to a few of our jackpots here and there, and like just like every horse she runs is like just works the same. So like for me as a rider, I think I'd like to be more like her. And then but I think my mare, like she's pretty solid. And she goes in and works, like she doesn't really have any funny business, like occasionally. And I think most of the time that's just like she needs just a little bit more from me, to either not cue her too early or to say, hey, like keep going, this is where I want you. But for the most part, like she's pretty solid. We do need work, and it might be me and it might be her. She is very rady. We do struggle a little bit in the indoor pens, and I think I just need to condition her a little bit more so she can run harder. But we also haven't done like a lot in like big outdoor pens. We ran a lot in like, it was an outdoor pen, but it was like a small outdoor pen. And she worked really well. So I do need to like condition her a little bit better and get her to free up and open up a little bit more. So I think she could do well in the outdoor pen because then she won't want to rate so hard. But at the same time, like she's going to need to be conditioned for the bigger distance. And I do need to like take advantage of like bad weather, and as long as the footing's pretty safe, just to get her a little more used to running in different footing. But she's pretty solid. She's pretty aware of where her body's at. And she tries to take really good care of me. Like we made her run our last couple runs. Our timing's just a little bit weird on the first barrel, and I almost take her like over top of it, but she, like, bless her, she's amazing. She like will move out of the way and we don't hit it. So anyway, so she's pretty aware of her body, her surroundings, her footing. So I think we can do really well. We just need to go more and go to more places. And then let's see. So my Dream Ranch, I like filmed a bunch of stuff at my current boarding facility that I'm at, and the things that I would make different if I had my own place. But we have a pretty good setup. There's just a few things like that make it difficult for starting colts. I don't start as many as I would like because of the setup that I'm in. So when I do have my own place, like, then I would be able to start more babies. That's my favorite thing. But I make it work. Like, I don't really even use our round pen to like get on babies because it's right by the road, and so I just wait till our arena's empty and hope they don't take off with me. So yeah, there's a few things like that I'm like, okay, like this I'd make sure is different. We are supposed to be moving our round pen and making it better, but it's just not ideal right now. So I've got a bunch of footage of the stuff that I have currently, and what I do and don't like, and what I would change. But you know, I pay a lot of money to be there, and I'm grateful for it, so can't complain too much. So this is the current setup that I'm in at the boarding facility that I'm at. I do like cross ties. I also would like to have like a high line or a patient's pole or something, since I do start a lot of colts. We don't really have a good spot to tie colts in here, so when I have my own place, I would like something like that. I would like, my tack room is all the way down there, so I would like to have my tack room closer to the cross ties, and I would love to have shelves and bridle racks and stuff hanging in the cross tie. So let's talk about this stall situation. So our barn is like super dark. These are gross. They need to be replaced, which I've like mentioned to the barn owner about replacing the plastic up there so we get more natural light. And then I would love to have runs on the outsides of my stalls, so that way my horses can go outside. Bringing her in. But like, see how dark it is? It's like depressing. So I would love to have skylights. And then I don't like wall feeders, just because horses are meant to be eating off of the ground. So I would like to have like bins on the ground. Hi, lady. Hi. And then we have automatic waters, which are convenient, but they're hard to clean. They tend to leak, and you also can't see like how much your horse is drinking. So I think I would just rather have regular buckets. So here is my current tack room setup, which isn't bad. I have a lot of space in here. But I think, so I share this with my clients, and about this half of the wall and down is like all my crap, and then like this half is all their crap. I would like to, I try to do this, but like these peel off. So I would like to have like bridle holders with like removable tags, so you can like change what horses are in there and stuff. So yeah, so there's all my bridles. And then this shelf is like all a bunch of like med stuff, like first aid. I have my first aid kit. I need to reorganize that, but billets, latigos, whatever extra leather stuff is in there. And then some people's grooming stuff. And then I would like to have a separate tack room for clients, so that way like their stuff's not getting mixed up with mine and all that. Then I can keep things a little bit better organized. I actually really like this pad rack, but as you can see, like we still have to like have so many pads, so I think I would want a couple more of those, because when the pads are stacked on here, it's less cluttered. So that's one thing I would like. There's some more of their saddles, and some trunks, helmet racks. That's super convenient. And then I would like a couple more of these where I can have lunge lines on one and coolers on one. And then we do have our feed in here too, which is kind of a pain. But our actual feed shed's like way in the back of the property, and it's a pain in the butt, so I just keep mine in here. So I would like my own separate like feed room. And here's my trunk with all my polo wraps and splint boots and stuff. And then in here I keep supplements, meds, that kind of thing. And I do have a little fridge, which is convenient. So I would like a separate like break room in my own place. But yeah, this is what I got right now. And I would love to have, like, because sometimes I need to wash coolers or towel bags or wraps or whatever. So it would be nice to have a washer dryer and like a good like kitchen sink, so you can wash stuff in there too. And then I also forgot to mention the floor. So our floor's dirt, and I want like a polylast floor, I think is what it was called, or even cement would be fine. Just because like it tracks in so much dirt and dust, and like then when we sweep it, and then the dust floats up and gets all over everything. So it would just be nice to keep it a little bit cleaner. So this is our outdoor, which is nice and big. And then our indoor arena is just adjacent. I honestly think I would like to have like pasture, so that way, I mean this one works fine because we can set the barrels up out here. Footing's not great for barrels, so like we don't do anything too crazy. But that way I can work on rating at the actual barrel and not the fence, because our indoor is pretty small. And so it's a little bit trickier to get a lot done in there. So here's our, I shouldn't say stupid, here's our round pen that is not even round, and it's by the road. And I start a lot of colts, and I would rather not die. So when I have my own place, most of the time I'll do a little bit out here. Like, it's pretty small, and I can't be super productive in here. And if anything crazy happens, because this road gets pretty busy, and we have construction going on next door. So anyway, so I'd like to have a round pen with high walls that's not right next to a road, and that's actually round, so I can start on babies that won't be too distracted. Rio, okay, come back. Come on. I'll let you just chill in here. So yeah, they said they're gonna move this one to one of, like, where one of our turnouts are. But I don't know if that's gonna happen. Because it takes a long time for anything to get done here. And then here's our walker. I would probably utilize this more, if this one had a safety thing on it, or if the horses pull on it, it's not gonna crank on them, and it would actually stop if they pulled back on it. But this one does not, so I don't use this one. We do have turnouts over there. We have two sets of 2 turnouts, so there's 4 turnouts total, which is nice, because I like to let my horses have a lot of turnout time. So I would for sure want turnouts, maybe not that many, because I wouldn't have 90 horses on my property. I'd probably only have 12. So yeah, my dream schedule, trying to balance mom life and work and me time and exercise is a little bit tricky. I eventually, like, when I do have my own place, I think I would just have like a handful of boarders that, you know, I keep their horses tuned up for them, or people bring me colts. Luckily it's starting to kind of slow down. I'm getting more people that are having their own horses. And I don't have to do so many beginner lessons or people that aren't as serious about having horses. Because that's kind of the direction I'd like to be. I don't necessarily want to share my horses anymore. And not that I don't like teaching beginners, but it's expensive for me to be paying for lesson horses. And so, but then if I had my own place too, the cost would kind of benefit, like it would be a little bit better. But so yeah, so my ideal would not have to pay for lesson horses, and just do more people with their own horses. And it's getting to that point, like I'm trying to back off of doing so many beginner lessons. So let's see what else. I wrote everything down. So really I need to be, my kiddo sleeps, like, which he kind of goes to bed late, like sleep schedule is horrible. So so he sleeps in, which I kind of take advantage of. I like that me time in the morning, but at the same time, like if he was awake, then we could go take the dogs on a walk really quick, and then just get going, and I can take him, because he wakes up around 9 o'clock right now in the morning, which is when I would like to be at least leaving to take him to daycare, so I can be to work around 10 o'clock. So and then like then I'm working a lot of times till like 7, and then we eat, and then it's bedtime, and I just don't get to spend a lot of time with him. So I'd like to try to get going a little earlier in the morning, and then get him to bed a little bit earlier so it's not so hectic. So my ideal, I'll just flip this camera. So this is what I think my ideal is. Right now I'm waking up, I'm trying to wake up at like 7, and then I do yoga. So yeah, so then I can get Easton woke up and fed, and we can take the dogs on like a half-hour walk, and then get going to go to daycare. And then I can try to leave around 5 or 6, depending when my lessons are over. And then I can get dinner done. We can do a little bit of family time. Get Easton to bed. Then can tidy up a little bit. And then we can go to bed. So that would be my ideal. And then, yeah. So I think that's it. I'm going to try to get the build the victory and feed program today, and confidence done today, because technically today is my rebuild day.